Thank you, Velka. Yes.
All right, we are on Facebook, Shawnee.
Good morning. Good morning, Facebookers. This is Coach Shawnee Benton Gibson coming to you live on day 625, where our topic, our co-creation is the midpoint, checking the view from the center. So we're going to have an opportunity to explore what has happened thus far, what you have generated, created on purpose or by default, whatever it is. All of it has the opportunity to teach you, to prepare you, to launch you into the next part of the year. So let's get ready, grab pen and paper. Let's do this, family. So happy to be with you this morning. A bit tired, but I know y'all are going to give me some juicy energy to carry me forward. So let's get ready, family. Let's do this. And can't wait to have the other folks join on Zoom. So Facebookers, thank you for being here. Grab pen and paper once again. Grab some water. I need to do that myself. I bought some water from New Orleans. It's called Arctic. It tastes like it has pipe rust in it, but I'm going to drink it this morning so I can move ahead with some energy. So welcome, Zoomers. Welcome to the space. So happy to see you. Please grab pen and paper so that we can process and engage in an activity that will help us move through this session powerfully. This is, if you're not familiar with me, Coach Shawnee Benton Gibson. I am the CEO of Spirit of a Woman, which is the host for the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you and looking forward to a very powerful and robust conversation about the midpoint. And it gives us the opportunity to check your view, our view, the view from the center of a thing. And in this case, the center of 2022. So let's get ready. And y'all know, if you remember how I am, let's please invite folks to join us in this conversation. So Gina, who are you inviting? Adam, who's up in your life, Adam? We don't get to hear about your people. We hear you speak, but I want to hear about your folks, like who actually helped to bring Adam into the world. I just realized that in this session, Adam, that I'm like, ooh, I want to know who your mama is and your daddy is and your cousins and if you have siblings, like all of that. So please do tell. And some folks in the space that I've not seen your name before, I don't think. So welcome to the space. Grab pen and paper. And Stacy, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Maybe it's because I've not been in here. Thank you for being here. Amelia's up in the house. Oh my God, y'all gonna make me cry.
Yeah, and that's Cali time.
That's Cali time, if she's in Cali, because that's a nomad there. So welcome everybody. I'm going to repeat on Facebook and for Zoom. And Facebookers, you can invite people to Facebook to join us in this space. So invite folks. I always like to have a full house when I'm having conversations so I can dive into the crowd virtually and y'all can catch me and move me across the crowd. We're going to do that virtually. So let's have some more people in here. Like if I jump in a crowd, how many people are in here, Chantel? Not counting you, me, and Z.
What we got? 9?
9. Oh gosh.
8. Yep.
8. Shoot. If I jumped out into a crowd of 8, I would bust my dome open. So let's get some more people in here so I can crowd surf. I can jump out and y'all can carry me through. But today, once again, before we move into the opening, we are here to talk about the midpoint. So if you just arrived, grab pen and paper, please do, so that we can unpack this conversation. You'll have time to scratch it out on paper, or you can use a device. But we're going to do this thing. We're going to give this conversation legs so that it can walk on. So let's, come on. I'm ready. Start the background noise. New York is in full effect. That's where I am. Queens is popping, y'all, this morning. So here we go.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Hello, 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 hello. Hi, family. So happy to see you. Wake up, everybody, community. I have not been in session, I don't think, since last week. I was out, yeah, definitely since last week. I think maybe Monday or something. I think I admined. Please, 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 as much as you can, if you're able, show yourselves, because I would love to see your faces this morning, to experience your energy. And so with my girl on my shirt, she's like, come on, y'all. So please jump up in here so that we can co-create this powerful conversation about the midpoint. Yeah, we're gonna explore where we've been. Oh, what's this on my lip? Y'all should have told me. I don't know if I could trust y'all. We're gonna discuss 2022 and where we are thus far, like being in the middle of the year. We're just a little bit past it. I don't know if you know. Well, let me ask, who knows what the exact day is for the midpoint of the year? Who knows that? The exact day in the year that represents the midpoint. And don't be Googling it. Y'all be sneaky and not using your brains. Just think about it. What's the midpoint for any year? Oh, look at that. I should have known that Ariane knew, the little brainiac. So Ariane, come on calendar. Maybe it's because you are educator or something. I don't know. Come on camera, come off mute. Tell me why you know that, beloved.
Because I'm a Cancer.
Is that your birthday?
And because I'm a I can't come off camera, but it's because I'm a Cancer, and so I always am like, okay, at the midpoint, this is what I want to have done. This is what I haven't had done, and it's right before my birthday. So.
All right. Well, listen, you're ahead of me because, sis, I'm a Libra. I wasn't thinking nothing about no July. I struggled with the hot months, so I was not trying to know or explore what the midpoint was. I'm just like, I'm riding along in the year. But Spirit gave me this topic actually, I think at the top of June or maybe the end of May. Chantel would probably remember better because I sent out the summary for it. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'm destined to talk about this. So I'm going to put this. I made up that June was the midpoint because it's the 6th month. I'm like, oh, we got 6 more months to go. I didn't realize it was actually a day that represents the midpoint. And so I was like, oh, this is good. And it's the same day every year, July 2nd, as you put into the chat and just verbalized. And I'm like, oh, when I get in the middle of something, there's an opportunity. So when you think about the midpoint, just in general, family, what do you think of? What comes up for you when you hear that word? Yeah, so let's see what's up, what's popping, what's happening out there. And you don't have to be analyzing this. What I do want you to do is invite others into this conversation, because I was telling some of the folks before some of you got here, because you may not have heard me say it, that I want to crowd surf today. I want to do like they do at the rock concerts or the hip hop concerts, where the artist jumps into the crowd and they carry the artist out into the middle of the space where they're performing, and then they carry them back and gently place them back on the stage. I want to do that. But if there's only 14 of y'all in here, I don't trust that I'll be able to land, and y'all be able to hold me up. So in this virtual space, please invite other people into this space so that we can have this conversation and we can have more minds, bodies, and spirits unpacking for us this morning. So I see more coming in. That's great. Y'all know I don't play when it comes to this invitation to grow and transform. So who has my midpoint shares? Any shares in the chat, or folks need to let their brains marinate? Because I know mine is still marinating. Shan or anyone? I see somebody is off mute. I think I hear them. Nigel, what you doing coming up in our house making all this noise?
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. While you off mute, you can speak, you can share. What's the midpoint? When you hear the word midpoint, what comes up for you, my love?
Midway between 2 points.
Midway between 2 points. Thank you. Thank you. Chantel, I'll let you carry us the rest of the way. Let me back up.
Amelia, she said halfway to a goal, and Yuvelka said it's the center.
Yeah. Is that Yuvelka, that one of my faves, like from my reproductive health community, or is it another Yuvelka?
Magdalena?
Say it again.
Magdalena? Yuvelka Magdalena?
Oh, I thought I saw another last name. Oh, she must have changed it.
She said, yep, it's me.
Oh, okay. I was like, that beautiful name. I'm like, is there another one? All right. So what did she say again? I got caught up to see, thinking about if it was her or not. So
yeah, she said it means the center.
Yes. I love the word, the center. I love the energy of the center. Anybody else?
Yeah, Gina, you want to come off mute?
Yes, Gina.
Sure. Good morning. Good morning. For me, I don't know. When I think midpoint, I just think stomach. I think like the midpoint of my body, my gut. I don't know.
What comes up for you when you think about the midpoint of your body, your gut? What happens?
Oh, well, it's kind of squishy. It's kind of a squishy midpoint.
What's going on with that squishy belly?
Yeah, exactly. That's what comes up when I think of it. Is ooh.
Belly should be squishy. I'm just joking. Oh gosh. Okay, I did not even think about that. Anybody else not think of the midpoint of the body? And is the belly the midpoint? Is that truly, like, I don't know, for you science heads, for you Velka that works with people around their birthing processes, like, is the belly the midpoint, or is it someplace else? Is it the solar plexus? Is it the belly button? I'm curious about that. So thank y'all for inviting others. I see the room is filling up. I don't think I'm ready still to crowd surf. Let's see if we can get to 30 plus. Go ahead, Chantel.
All right. So Kaisha said at work, the supervisors, hold on 1 second.
Get somebody's unmuted.
All right. Kaisha said at work, the supervisors are supposed to have midpoint evaluations with their subordinates. It tells us how we are doing and where we can improve before our annual evaluation.
That's awesome. I love that how creative and thoughtful y'all are about this. Yes, yes. And my block is making noise, only as my block can do. But y'all forgive me. Y'all know how it goes. This goes in between two endpoints. So somebody said, Amelia said about the goal. A goal, it lets you know where you are with your goals. I should have known because she's very analytical. I love how Amelia's brain works. Like, when we've done projects together, she's like, so if we're trying to get here, maybe we should consider ... So I love that. So Amelia, come off mute if you can and tell me about a project where you're at the midpoint. And there may not be one. I don't want you to be making it up, but a project where you have been at the midpoint. And let's go in this direction. You felt like, oh my God, am I going to make it? Is this going to work out? Is this going to be successful?
So many things comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
I especially loved Kaisha's reference, because when I said halfway to a goal, that's kind of what I was thinking of, as well as at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, we set our goals of what we want to achieve. So at the midpoint is when we kind of check in and see, okay, how close are we towards that? And at my job recently, I've been having just that question. We set the goals for the beginning of the year. We're in July now and haven't really been able to kind of, I want to say, really aligned with the things that we need to do to get the goal done. And it had me questioning myself. And just last night, I was in conversation with that because I was feeling conflicted. When we started the project, I had raised the this is state guided goals that was set that we had to absorb. And so we set the goal and we created the plan, but as we're doing it, I'm like, it doesn't feel like it's going to be successful based on the people that we have and based on our capabilities. And as we continue to unfold it and it starts to happen, and I realize I was starting to feel like a failure.
Wow.
as you know, just checking in. And so it made me question, did I actually want to continue on that path? And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So funny that it came up right now.
Yeah, and I love that you spoke about a project, a work associated project, because it's one thing for me to be in the midpoint around something that I'm creating. And, you know, listen, you know, Chantel knows because we work very closely together every day, you know, how I am in reference to getting things done and being committed and, you know, building out things so that they are successful. I'm like really big on that. I'm always thinking about what can improve a process. But there are sometimes things that I'm working on and I'm at the halfway point and I'm like really, really shook because I'm like, yo, if I deliver this in this state, then I'm going to look like Boo Boo the Fool. And I have this whole thing. I wish Robin was here. Let me see if I can get her in here. Robin St. Clair, who's one of the facilitators and also my cousin. She knows that one of my words is corny. I'm like, I have this whole thing about being corny. I'm like, certain things, I just feel like, yo, that's all you got from me, especially. And then sometimes for people who I work with, when I know that they can bring something better and they just throw some shit together. And it's like, you know, that's real corny. Like you could have done better. So it has dimensions. Corny has many dimensions to me. So that's a big thing for me, like being able to deliver on the caliber and the level that I know that I can. And, you know, I have contracts with different organizations, so I'm just very conscious. But my biggest person that's giving feedback about where I am inside of a project, a responsibility and accountability, something artistic. My biggest feedback giver and judgment maker is me. So I thank you, Amelia, for that. And the benefits of being at the midpoint is that you're the halfway mark. And I always say, and this is not my original, it's something that I received that when I was being coached, that we still have 100% of the project, the thing, the relationship left to actually manifest. And I'll say this again so we're clear. I say this if I have a day left, I still have 100% of the process left to actually turn it around. And I've actually turned something around in a day. Anybody else can relate to this whole piece, like looking out at something, looking at where you've come from in reference to the project, or even a relationship. I had not considered this when I looked at this. It's like, oh my God, we've been in this for X amount of time and I still have years ahead. Do I want to stay in this? Do I want to release this? Do I want to do something to turn it around if it's not working? Anybody can relate to that. And if you can, it's okay. I don't want to be forcing an answer. I want us to be in an authentic, very present conversation. So anyone else, raise your hand. Oh, I see Rachel. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, what comes up for me is relationship. It's funny you say that. Being midway, right? Being 3-4 years in of getting to know somebody and on a bumpy road, right? Because getting to know somebody isn't easy. Learning, nobody knows how to love you. You don't wake up knowing how to love somebody else. So it takes effort. And I always say to women that are married for a long time, like, how did you do it? How do you do it? Because I want to tap out sometimes, you know what I mean? Because it takes a lot of work. And then I question myself.
I'm sure.
Because I'm like, okay, are all married people dealing with this shit? Because that's a lot, you know, like, but I know that no marriage is perfect, no relationship, no friendship is perfect. But again, sometimes I'll question my ability to go past midway, and I'm complete.
I say, wait, don't leave yet.
Okay.
So I'm curious, and once
Yeah.
again, I'm rocking in this conversation, allowing
Mhm.
spirit and intuition to carry me. So I'm curious if you have a midpoint shakiness, like a pattern there, like where you get that way and it's happened in other relationships, or is it just the relationship if you are in one, because you might be just speaking hypothetically, or from past experience. Like, is it a pattern for you to get to the middle and start to waver when it comes to intimate partnership? And I'm asking Rachel the question. This question is for others in this space too.
For me, yes.
Got it. So where does that come from, sis, for you to start questioning, ready to jump ship, possibly getting maybe fearful, anxious? Where's that? What is that? What's the origins of that, if you know?
For me, I couldn't really put a point on it, more so than my intolerance of dealing with certain things and feeling like naturally and common sense is not so common and you should know, I shouldn't have to. So it's a selfish thing, I think, sometimes, because in all my relationships, I'd be lying to say that I didn't have room to grow, right? And I don't still have room to grow. So, you know, the tap out is, for me, is like the teeter-totter of, now the man that I'm with now, I'll speak of the man I'm with now, he's a good man. However, he has his challenges, as we all do. So this is the first time midway is so difficult for me. I usually jump ship a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to go, but there's so many great qualities in this man. But now I'm stuck on, do I still gotta grow more? Like, damn, like how much more? I'm doing the therapy. I'm doing the, you know, these things. Like, I don't see you doing the same movement I'm doing in order to grow as a person. So are you gonna stay the way you are? Or are we gonna grow together or grow apart? Because I'm not staying stuck.
Got that.
And yeah, and I'm completely.
Wow, thank you.
Mhm.
And Rachel, I invite you to consider where that got birthed. And you don't have to say it now. Make sure Chantel or Z, because they're my partners in admitting today, that I come back to Rachel. I really want you to sit with where that comes from, because I know that I have an abandonment story, and that comes from when I was young. You know, there was substance abuse and issues in my family, and you know, that was the focus for people. Either using was the focus, or taking care of the people that were using was the focus. So because I was studious and was able to move through life, I wasn't using and stuff. I had other things going on, like with boys and stuff like that. But I was responsible as it related to managing what I needed to manage at that age stage of my development. So they were like, she got herself. And so the abandonment story would have me get to a midpoint moment and be like, I'm jumping ship and making up certain things are abandonment when they're not, or manifesting relationships where people abandon, or me being an abandoner. I figured out, I'm trying to remember when this came to me. It's like, oh shit, you're an abandoner. You like talk about how people abandon you, but you abandon people, you know, and it's emotionally, you know, physically, stuff like that. It's like, you do that, chick. And you're always talking about how fearful you are that people will do it to you, but you do it to them before they do it to you. And I wasn't conscious of it. I made up that I was a victim of it. So Rachel, I'm coming back. It sounds like you have something percolating there, but I'll come back so it like marinates and it's like really grounded before you share it. And I see Velka has her hand up. So let's hear from her and family. Invite others into this space. Z, let me know how many people are on Facebook. I really want more of us to be in this conversation so that we can be clear, because we're building for the rest of the year and I want to be a contributor to that and us to contribute to one another. So Velka, what you got, my love?
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm glad to finally join you this morning.
Yay!
As far as midpoint goes, I guess since I've been in this evolutionary period, you know, as you age, as you grow and you learn more, you do different things. So I love sexy numbers. So I consider everything in midpoints to be, you know, like a number, whether it's a real number or imaginary, right? We're not going to get too much into mathematics, but since I'm always in business mode, always. So I'm always doing a SWOT analysis on everything. You know, I might be a little Looney Tune in that area, but I judge midpoints according to me, because I've dealt with a lot of the baggages and the unhealing parts of the past. So since I'm constantly healing those areas, because it's a every day, every minute process, I'm always judging the midpoints and projects in relationships, even with my kids, you know, but I do it in a sense now with more discernment, you know, like what's my midpoint in dealing with this person or dealing with that behavior. You know, if I haven't had enough, I know that I'm not at my finish line yet.
Got that.
You know, and as I'm watching, you know, like any relationship with my children, with my husband, with anybody, I get to know the person. It's not, I don't go straight into I love you. I even say this to my kids, you know, it's not that I don't love you guys. I love you guys, but it's just when it comes to the relationship, I need to understand who you are, who you want to be, and then I judge accordingly to that. Because, you know, when we say judge, a lot of people go into, oh, that's negative. No, that's the way that it's like statistics. It's a way that we analyze. Where are we good here? Are we still in the beginning? Because you could be working on a project for 5 years and still be in the beginning. There's no, you know, there's no midpoint. And then how do you evaluate yourself in that particular project? Are you being as effective as possible, or am I still in the beginning? Like, let's talk about tech, right? I get tech anxiety. So when it comes to all this automation and stuff, I'm still in the very beginning, even though I've been doing tech work for about 6 years. So I analyze all those things. As far as relationships go, Rachel, I don't know, Rachel. I was listening to you, and I mean, I was bad. Even with you, Shawnee, I was an abandoned. I jumped ship. You show me one red flag, I'm out. I didn't even care. Like the younger me, forget about it. The younger me that was extremely religious. If you curse, I ain't dating you. If you do it, I ain't dating you. Like all these cutoff, that's my, it didn't matter if we were only a week into the dating. It didn't matter if we were 6 months into the dating. It was that learning that I needed to know for myself.
Yeah,
so now that I know myself better, I can analyze, am I still in the beginning of this thing? Am I somewhere? Does it feel like I'm in the middle? Right. Or am I going towards the end? Because there's never really an end with me. Because at the end of this thing, like you, Shawnee, you always have something going on. There's something else that's coming after that. So in the whole vision of my life,
you're working so hard. I'm like, you're working so hard. I want to jump in and also like make sure that others get a chance to respond to what it is that you said. So just thinking about this piece, you just made me consider that sometimes I make up that I'm in a space, in a relationship, or in a set of circumstances that I'm not. You're like, I make up that I'm in this middle ground or middle space, and I really am not. It's just the beginning. It just may be a longer span of time, but just thinking about my life too, I'm 53. So the women in my family can live until like 100 something. So I'm like, am I at the midpoint? You know, they call this midlife or whatever. Just like really, really looking at where I really am and not making up that I'm someplace that I'm not, because the illusions from the past, my conditioning, some of my trauma, some of my, the paradigms that I've created around living life can have me thinking I'm somewhere where I'm not. So let me move to the chat, because I saw that there were a lot of shares. And the next person that shares, somebody better come on camera, because I'm tired of looking at my own face. It's a cute face, but you know, I'm hearing a lot of voices and not seeing people's faces. And I want to rock out with y'all and just have a deeper experience. So Chantel, you have any shares from Facebook or Zoom? Because I know there was a lot coming in.
There's a lot. The chat is jumping.
Oh yeah.
So, Amena confirmed that the midpoint would be the solar plexus, which is actually the stomach. So we did confirm that.
Awesome.
And, let's see. So Joyce said the midpoint is something middle of the something, almost there, halfway done. Omena said, I can definitely relate to in a relationship and from a personal growth perspective. It's definitely a pattern for me, and with career in her own entrepreneurial endeavors. Z said it is a pattern for you. Oops, sorry. Cheyenne said, I'm realizing I don't map out my personal projects or give them an end date, which makes it difficult to determine the midpoint, my progress in reaching that goal. And then I carry ideas for years.
Got that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sweetness
We
said,
complete.
nope.
Oh, awesome.
Sweetness said, one day at a time is the road I find beneficial when in a relationship, being open and honest. The fear of not being successful in midpoint when it comes is challenging. All right. Mena said, just this AM, I was voice journaling about this discovery of what I'm personally going through, especially with the relationship with my son's father. I too acknowledge that he's great at and the funk I've been in, but also acknowledging where I've been settling, not just in this relationship, but also in the choices I make around my holistic success.
Got that. Thank you. Beautiful shares, everyone. And like I said, I love community because there's some things that I'm thinking about that weren't on my mind as it relates to this conversation, but because of things that y'all have said, it's now present. Amazing. You know, I'm definitely exploring what's next for my aging process because I'm 53 going on 54, and just it's in my mind. It's like, well, how long will I be here? What will my quality of life be? Like really, really looking. And I'm also like really present to the fact that sometimes I don't give myself that midpoint moment to look out from the center and see what's going on because Velka said it, like I'm always have something going on. And Chantel definitely knows this as my assistant, that I move like this. So I miss the midpoint moments and projects because I have overlapping projects and things going on, and like building in that view from the middle for everything so I can see where I'm at and where I want to go. I find myself like in the midst of one thing and it's like, oh, such and such is coming next and this is coming next. So taking on something new. And it's like, whoa, even though I do that well, it's like, will that work for the next leg of my journey as far as my life? Is it time to reassess how I do things so that I can experience more quality of life? If there are others that are like me, drop it in the chat. Definitely want to hear it. Like just always overlapping things and you don't take the moment to survey from the center of it. You're just like cranking it out. All right. So Chantel, what we're going to do is look at, I'm trying to think where I want to go right now. Okay, so I'm going to go to 3 pivotal moments. Some of you have seen me do this before, but it's always a new experience if you allow it to be. Plus, we're at 32. I'm declaring that we're going to get to 40. So invite your friend, invite your family member, wake somebody up so we can be in these conversations. It's not about me. It's about what the material can provide, because we're at that midpoint, a little beyond it. Once again, if you weren't in here, the midpoint for the year of 2022 is July 2nd. And we're past that. Today is the 7th. So we're 5 days past the midpoint of 2022. Have you been looking? Have you been paying attention to where you've come from? And then also really examine how you've been being and what you've been generating so that you can build and manifest for what's coming next. You have 100% of the journey left and you can dive in. And I'm not even talking about time. I'm talking about mindset. I can have a day left to manifest for an event. I can mention Chantel because she's always in it with me. I can have a day left to manifest for an event, and there could be 3 people that are coming. And I'm like, yo, I got 100% left, right? To meaning a day, 24 hours. Let's rock and manifest. I'm not canceling nothing. And so from 24 hours, I can generate a full house by myself. Well, not by myself. I can reach out. I'd source people to help me. I'd reach out to people myself. I'll send a voice message, a text message. I'll make calls. I'll drop stuff on social media and then go from 0 or close to 0 to a full house for something. And it's a skill and a gift, and you can learn it. You can be at the midpoint, like, I don't know, it's looking kind of grim, and turn that shit around. You can turn the Titanic. You just have to get behind the wheel, maybe ask other people to join and grab on and start cranking and turning slowly sometimes quick, but you can do it if you stay in jump ship. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you need to like release a thing, but I'm talking about manifesting and not creating a space where your paradigms, your old stories, your conditioning, your trauma gets to rule the day and tell you to leave that relationship before you've even tried or whatever it is. So let's get to this exercise. The other day in the facilitators training, I did the exercise and it was so powerful. So I'm going to do it for you or with you. 3 pivotal moments. So here we are on July 7th, 2022. And I'll let you drop these additional 5 days in, even though the midpoint is July 2nd. 3 pivotal moments in 2022 that have you be where you are right now. And yeah, so for example, pivotal moments. I have so many pivotal moments, but pick 3, family, just 3. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do so. And Shan,
yes,
I want to pull up something that will do the countdown for us to make it fun.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give 3.5 minutes. So let me see if I can pull that up. Anybody not understand what I mean by 3 pivotal moments? Or I can ask Shan, while we're waiting to do that, if you have a pivotal moment for 2022 for yourself, so you can help the community understand where I'm coming from. Now, I've asked y'all to do a few things. Grab pen and paper. If you weren't here earlier, grab pen and paper so you can plot this out. And then also keep inviting so we can have more people come in so you can do this exercise with us and learn for themselves where they're coming from and what's next for them. And then hear from Shan, like an example of a pivotal moment so that she can give you a guidance around how we can get this done. So Shan, you ready?
Sure, yes. So 2 days ago, I pressed the send button on my resignation letter for my job. So that was a pivotal moment for me. And it meant so much more than just, resigning. I was, for the first time, using my voice in this space with these particular people, holding my ground. And also the response that I received from them, it just let me know that now people will miss me when I'm gone, but just how impactful I have been while I've been there. So that was the moment for me a few days ago. Anything else? Oh, you're muted.
No. Thank you. I love it. So we're going to do that layer, that one layer. Thank you, Shan, for that example. That's a great example and a big move. So press and send on the resignation button. Some of us have been at that point and not pressed it, or been in that conversation in our head and not taken the action. And some of us, once again, you make up, I got to leave this job. They treating me bad. And it's really not that. It's you, because maybe you got feedback you didn't like, or they didn't acknowledge you for something that you did, and you make up nobody appreciates you, and whatever it is, or you got into it with a coworker, now you don't want to work there anymore, or whatever it is. It may not be true that it's time to release, but for some, it's time to move on. I know I stayed at a job. No, actually, it wasn't a job, in a spiritual community 3 years after Spirit had already told me to leave, because I was attached to the people and afraid of what life might look like without that particular community, because I had done so much with them and for them and through them. So yeah, so we're gonna do the countdown. I'll put this up on the screen.
I had a 3
you
minute.
had one. All right, awesome. Thank you, Shan.
Welcome.
Make it big if you would. Make it big. Can you turn it up? Yay, we was jamming in here. All right. So who has pivotal moments that they want to share? And just share from one. You can share any of them. You know, there are 3 if you were able to get it done. And if you weren't able to get it done, if you just arrived, we're looking at 3 pivotal moments that have us where we are in 2022 at this midpoint season for the year. And the midpoint, once again, is July 2nd. That's the date that is the center of the entire year, July 2nd, which I love. I love that it's a cancer day. All right, so raise your hand, your digital hand, if you would like to share. Would love to hear. So I see Rachel. I know that there are others in here. If you don't have all 3, it's cool. Share one, family.
Louise has her hand up as well.
All right, let's hear from Louise. Just as a new voice, and then we'll move forward with the others. Louise, you ready?
I was trying to make sure I came on camera.
Oh, thank you. I love it.
Morning. Okay, so hi, Omena. I see her shouting me out. So, morning, everyone. Great to see you, Shawnee, looking beautiful as you.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna say for this year, a pivotal point was, I would say March 31st when my stepdad passed. My mom had moved to Maryland. We were living in the same house before with my children. And 2 years ago, right about when the pandemic hit, we decided it's best, safest for her to be with my stepdad in Maryland because they were going back and forth from Maryland to New York. So she was there for the last 2 years. So March 31st, he passed. And prior to that, he went through a lot of medical stuff. And I was one of the primary people as a registered nurse. I was one of the primary people that was his healthcare proxy. And, you know, I was managing things from New York to Maryland for he and my mom. So I was constantly talking to doctors, constantly doing all of that. So when he passed, it was still a lot of maneuvering, you know, getting things together for the funeral and then moving my mom back to New York, which we had lived together in over 2 years. So I would say, you know, just that part being a pivotal. And then I went through a little bit of depression after he passed. It was about a month. And I guess the difference for me is that for the last several years, I've gone in and out of depression prior to the pandemic and prior to discovering Woo. And this time I recognized, like before I used to lie to myself, I'm not in depression. I just want to lay in my bed all day and only want to get up to go to work and only pushing myself for this. But I recognized it. And then when I would talk it out about all the things I was doing, I realized I was doing a lot of things because I was organizing my mom to move back to New York with me, trying to get the house together, trying to hold down so many things as well as work and things with my children, and then going through what I'm going through in my own personal life. So that pivotal shift for me was just working through my first kind of bout with depression since the pandemic and recognizing it and working through it and using the tools that I learned from so many of the facilitators in Woo. And then the second my mother came back to New York, like the next morning, I literally got up and it was like 100-pound weight was off of me. And I fell back to me. I fell back to being me, you know? And I was like, okay, yes, you made it through that hurdle. That was a pivotal point. You know, and now I continue to feel, you know, even though there's some painful aspects, I continue to live my best life at 50, you know, almost 51. I'm happy and I'm responsible for my happiness, no one else. And my mother necessarily has not changed because it was challenging for us living together prior to the pandemic. Mm-hmm. But the difference is because I got so much therapy and healing and excavated and worked on myself throughout, you know, all the phenomenal facilitators that, you know, helped me to get better with me. My mother hasn't changed, but my perspectives have shifted. Yes. So what used to trigger me before when we lived together does not trigger me any longer. And even if it does, I recognize, okay, you got a little triggered. What you're going to do to get out of that? And, you know, I reset myself so I can be back in my joyous space. So thank you for this.
Thank
And I'm
you.
complete.
Ashe. Yes, you are. You know, I want to make sure that for those who are new in the space, one of the parts of our culture and Wake Up Everybody is to say, I am complete when we're finished saying what it is that we want to say and expressing what we want to express. But what I love about it too, it's an affirmation. I am complete. I am whole. I am perfect. I am complete. There's nothing missing from this powerful manifestation of the Creator's best work. That's one of my affirming energies. I am the manifestation of the Creator's best work, and therefore I am complete. And so I love what you shared, Louise, about that journey. And one of the things that I love about surveying, like going back and fetching what I've experienced from the past, short term, long term. Right now, we're looking at the midpoint for 2022, is that I get to see that I have a quicker turnaround time or recovery time for things that used to take me out when I was younger. And thank you everyone for inviting more guests. We're almost at 40. Let's see if we can hit 40 and then beyond. So thank you. Keep inviting guests so that we can explore this powerful conversation together. So Louise, what you described is based on the tools that you've manifested, especially over this last 2.5 years through the experience with COVID, that you were able to recognize that your mom may not change, but you have transformed. So you get to see her from a different perspective and apply your tools when triggered or when feeling slighted or whatever the case may be. And I feel your turnaround time is faster. So you don't eat up a lot of your precious currency, which time is, making her wrong and projecting why your life doesn't work onto her. So I love that. And listen, sometimes from the midpoint, from the center of a thing, you can see how much you've grown. As you look back and you look out and you look to the side, you're like, wow, I've come a long way, baby, and I'm going to keep going. Now, mind you, inside of that dynamic of growth and development, you can relapse, because relapse is part of recovery. Like, I don't know if y'all know, like, I've 30 years of my career, and, you know, not lately, so maybe I can't count lately, but I spent a lot of time working with people with substance abuse issues, grew up in a family with it, and also ran drug treatment programs. And in that conversation, they build in the fact that relapse is part of it. We're so hard on ourselves sometimes, and we make up that we're supposed to be perfect. And if we're in recovery, you know, we should maintain. I've relapsed many times. Now, I've never used substances, but relapsed on old behaviors and had myself back in the center of a messiness because I just wasn't conscious. People, places, and things triggered me or allowed them to do so. Then I'm back in operating from rage, or back in being the victim, or back in my abandonment story. But the turnaround time, you can relapse and come right back and not have it last for years and years and years and years, or months and months and months and months. All right, I see a lot more hands, so let me quiet myself, keep inviting so we can get to 40. We're playing the game of 40 right now, 40 participants in the space, and then also adding the folks on Facebook too. So who else wants to share, Chantel?
Let's get from Cheyenne.
All right, Cheyenne, bring it, baby.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. Okay. This has been a year. And I think, well, I know that one of my pivotal moments was on January 14th. I had come into this year with such a weight and a heaviness mentally and emotionally and spiritually. And I was in such a dark place. And usually, you know, my pattern when I go through those dark periods is to isolate, be withdrawn, and only kind of pop back out again when I'm feeling all good and when I've got myself together. But I was in a place where I was like, my tools are not working. I was like, what is going on? I was trying to, you know, self-heal and kind of go through what usually works, you know, meditation and affirmations. And I found myself still just feeling this like emptiness. And that day, Friday, January 14th, it was around 5 o'clock. I was like, I've had enough of this. Like the weight became too much to bear. And I had reached out to a friend, and I was very intentional about why I reached out to this friend. Her name is Tasha. I invited her. I hope she shows up in the space, but she is someone who can, is emotionally intelligent, but at the same time is very rational. And I knew that because I was in such a raw emotional place, I needed that feedback. And so I was very honest with her about what I was experiencing, what I was fearing. I thought, I was feeling so disempowered, and I did not know how I was going to get through the year. And in having that conversation with her, she became a mirror, and she shared with me where she had been, and it became a my sister, myself moment. And I have that language, thanks to Be the Tree. And after that conversation, I felt like, okay, reaching out when I don't feel 100%, that didn't hurt me. That didn't make her think less of me as a person. And then after that, I started to do the same thing. I started just reaching out to folks, even when I was not feeling in a place to be seen, to just push past that, to push past the shame of my emotional experience. And that just kind of led to all the other pivotal moments of the year.
Okay. Awesome. Wow. Thank you for modeling what it looks like to utilize community. One of the things I'm going to share later on is about that, like what can support us in reference to the navigation of what's coming based on what we've experienced in the past and also where we are in the present. So kudos to you for tapping in. And one of the things that you said that I honed in on was about she has a high emotional intelligence, but she's also rational. I'm like, one of the things, and I'm saying this for community, for you, Cheyenne, and then also for community, one of the most rational tools that I have is my emotional intelligence. Like people think it's separate, right? But it's not. But what can make it seem irrational is us not doing the work we need to do to address the things that stop and block us on our journeys. We don't unpack our traumas. Like my emotional intelligence, my spiritual intelligence, my cognitive piece, like who I am as a rational, intellectual being, like all of those things, my physical intelligence, like how I navigate space, my spatial intelligence, like all of that gives me genius moments. So all of it is part of the rational, intellectual, like all of it combined can support us in being as powerful as we can be, so we can survey and then convey and then manifest. But we are taught that these things are separate, and we're also taught that one has more power over the other. Sometimes, and I'm not saying you're saying that, Cheyenne, I'm just thinking about what exists in the community. So I just want to invite us to think about, as we look from the midpoint, look from center at where we've come from and where we're planning to go. We're going to need all of those tools and all of that power so that we can press forward. There are some folks in this space that rely heavily on their intellect. And I'm telling you, if that is all you're relying on, or the majority of it, that you're handicapping yourself. I don't know how I lived life operating from, and it was a long time, I thought that my mind was my most valuable tool. I didn't think I was attractive. I didn't think about my spiritual beingness. But I'm like, yo, I fumbled through life before I added all the other gifts that I have in the space. And the biggest gift is I added the ancestors to the equation, checking in with them. They're like, all we want to do is help you. You're making shit hard. You're making it hard. And all you have to do is tap in and ask. And when I tell you, I ask about everything. I'm like, should I wear this outfit for this thing? I'm so serious. Or should I wear these shoes? Are they going to carry me through the day? And they're like, hell no, put on some flats. So we need that to survey and then also to build for what's coming. So thank you, Cheyenne, for being awesome. Who is next? We got to 40. Family, let's get to 45. So keep inviting. Conversation worth having. Be generous. Invite folks. Don't make up, oh, they sleep. Let them decide whether they coming on or not. All right. Let's see.
You got
All right.
Jacqueline, you have Abimbola, Rachel, and Teresa. Who you want to
All right, let's hear from Coach Catherine. And then I want to deepen this pivotal moment share. If you have pivotal moments and you're not going to be speaking on stage technically, just put them in the chat because we're going to do something else with this as we continue to unpack this conversation about the midpoint. Thank you, y'all. All right, go ahead. I'm ready.
Where'd you get Coach Catherine? Jacqueline.
Oh, you said Jacqueline. Oh,
yeah.
All right. It matched. It
Yes,
rhymed.
yes.
No, leave me alone.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Before we get into that, Shawnee, let's thank everybody for joining us so far.
Well, it's 7:55. I ain't ready to thank them yet.
Some of us gotta go to work.
Oh, at 8. I'll do it in a minute. I promise you I will. Mhm.
Okay.
Well, we got
Jacqueline.
you on Spotlight.
Me?
Oh, there you go. Hi, Jacqueline.
There you go.
Hi. And Jacqueline, before you get off, when we finish, we're going to acknowledge people at the 8 o'clock hour. You're going to do that with me. All right, go ahead, Jackie.
All right. I was trying to press unmute in a different place. Woo, this is a hell of a year right now. Things is happening quick. And I would look at my life, the pivotal moment in terms of my entire life, but just to look at it in this year, I made the decision to finally purchase that second home in Florida.
Yes.
And that came on April 15th when I saw my tax bill from New York State. I was like, oh, can't have that. So I started looking and I put in for the mortgage verification letter, got it. I made my reservations for Florida. I'm in Florida right now. And I contacted real estate agents and I saw Vielka's one. So Vielka hit me up and I decided that I was going to make my life a little bit more simpler and move out of New York City part of the year so that I can enjoy the second half of my life in the kind of weather that I want. I also experienced my mother seeming to have the beginnings of dementia. And I was speaking to Louise yesterday about it. And I was concerned about that. And I was concerned about having my children have to deal with issues like that. So I've already made the decision to get that will done, which was done before I left. And now there's other things I need to do, like create a trust and stuff like that. So I'm working to make that transition a little easier for my children when the time comes. And I also, what did I do? I because I've been dealing with this landmark thing since last September, I decided in the program that I'm in right now that the best thing for me to do is to wake up every day and to start my day over again and not carry the stuff from the day before. I tried very hard not to do that. And I am, like you said before about recovery, I'm finding that I'm recovering faster. Things that used to take me out for months, maybe even years, give me depressing thoughts and anger and rage and whatever, are not lasting, thank God. And so I wake up in the morning and in my head is the song, A Brand New Day from The Wiz. And that's my theme song for life from now on, because I have more years, I don't know, I might have more years behind me than I have in front of me. Perhaps. So I'm not becoming worried and anxious about where my life is going. I'm just going to get up every day, make a decision that this is going to be a great day. And if something happens that knocks me off that trajectory, I'll recover and I will start again. And I'm complete.
Awesome. All right, family, acknowledging us for being at 41. And Jack, stay with me. So you've been in here and we wearing black and white together. So we matching for this. We matching. All right. So can you announce the 8 a.m. shift? Because you watched us do this and heard us do this so often. So can you do it for us? But Jackie?
Well, she's like, oh, Jackie, where you getting dressed up to go?
You wanted me to do it.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you've been in here a long time. You're my partner, so can you do it?
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
So thank you. I want to thank you all for participating and being part of the Woo Nation this morning. And we realize that some of you may have to go off and go to work or go on to something else and you have to leave at this time. But in the chat, I believe, will be information on how to donate to Woo. And information, Shawnee's information, if you need to contact her about further information. And I want you to have a blessed and wonderful day.
Awesome. And if you don't have to leave, you can stay. But just for those who do have to go to work and make that pivot, Thank you, Jackie. You did an excellent job. Love you so much. All right. Look at that. Jackie just manifested or shared what I had shared earlier about turnaround time, our ability to restore order. So, family, this is called a locogram. And what we're about to do is look at and survey our way of being as far as generating the things that we want to generate for our lives, like how we've been operating. So I'm thinking about footsteps, pivotal moments, moments in time, like these pivotal points. And so footsteps came up for me this morning. And I'm like, yo, how have you been moving through this year thus far? Have you been tiptoeing because you're like worried and scared? And it's like, oh, wait a minute, I can't release this job because Chantel talked about releasing her job, or you can't purchase the other property, or move to another state, or start dating, because somebody was coaching me around that yesterday. Have you been tiptoeing and just lightly stepping because you're afraid? And then there are others of us in this space who are stomping through life. You're like boom, 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 boom on everything and everyone. And just own that. If you've been skipping because you're like joyful, or you might think that skipping is like skipping over stuff. It's up to you how you interpret that. Have you been running? Right? Just running, and that could be high vibrational or low vibrational, like just generating, running, or you've been running from, or running through, or have you been at a standstill? Select your locogram, and the locogram is like a location. Like if we were all live together, I would have you stand in the spot in the room. I would put 5 scarves down or chairs down, or mark 5 areas in the room, and you would walk over to the space that most identifies how you've been navigating this year. So place yourself and no straggling. I'm between skipping and stomping. No, pick one to stand on. Which one edges the other out? And declare how you've been. And let's talk about how you've been showing up that way, what that means, thinking about the pivotal moments. And also I want to encourage, and this is what I'm led to do, Spirit is saying, say this, that your pivotal moments aren't about fun and games and happy, joyful moments. Sometimes a pivotal moment is like they died, or a pivotal moment is they broke up with me, or pivotal moment is I got sick and it opened up my eyes to XYZ. Y'all know one of the pivotal moments in my life is when my eldest daughter passed away in 2019. So they can be low vibrational or dark experiences that lead you to the light. So where do you stand on this locogram? Are you tiptoeing this year? And it's just this year, January 1st to July 2nd, or really July 7th, which is today. Stomping, skipping, running, standing still. Let's hear from someone. And I see Teresa's hand is up. Are you ready to share from this locogram request? So unmute yourself. And if you're able to show yourself, please do, because I think Jackie thus far has been the only one that has been on camera. I could be wrong about that though.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi,
family.
Hey.
One of the things that I realize is that I have been telling myself that I've been, staying in situations with people and getting back involved and minding their business. And that was aggravating me. And I didn't realize how much I had gotten back into that behavior. And also a couple of people that I was involved in those relationships was released. And normally I would get I did get very depressed about it. But then when the other one, said, that when the situation happened that it got released, I was like, okay, Teresa, you're going to be okay. It's like, I think about it sometimes still because it's been a long relationship. And, but I don't feel the same way about people like I was. And like, that is amazing for me because I'm so into what people think and what they think about me that it just messes up my world. And I don't have the energy to allow anyone in my life to mess my world to that degree because there's some goals and stuff that I have to do. And if I'm so stuck in that place, then I can't do what I'm supposed to be doing. And I just been, telling myself, it's okay. You're going to be okay. It's like, okay. And I just feel good that I'm saying it. And the other thing too was that I said to myself is that I had a dream that I was feeling like I wasn't good enough. And I didn't realize how much that was still like part of my message. And so just getting that revelation that how much it was still affecting me, and not, good enough to be in spaces that I've been being, and saying no to stuff. Like I've been saying no more than what I thought I was saying no. And so to have that revelation was really a pivotal point. And so I'm working on it, every day. Like you can't say no to stuff no more. You can't say no to good stuff. You can't say no to great things that you have the ability to do. So that was a great privilege. And I just love this conversation. And I'm complete.
Thank you, beloved, for sharing. Powerful. All right, who is next? And I think we should be good to go, Sham, with the choices. Here we are. We can take down the fly. Thank you. So who's next? Your position. What did you pick on the local cam selection? And mute yourself if you want. Thank you. Who's next, Shan? Do you have it?
Oh, sure. Let's hear from Omena.
Oh, great. Hey, Omena.
Hi, dear souls, divine rising. I am here, Shawnee. First of all, I want to acknowledge myself for moving past my story of I'm a nocturnal person and I'm not a rising person. So I'm happy to be back in this space and that I've stretched and pushed myself to be here.
Awesome.
That's pivotal. But what I wanted to share is that I've been standing still, feeling stuck more so on both the entrepreneurial and spiritual level. And that stuckness is turning into a real frustration. So for me, what I started back doing is voice journaling. That helps me to be able to just talk it out, to find like, what is the trigger? And sometimes I'm way too analytical that I'm able to analyze it, but I'm not actually applying and moving in action. So what I've been doing more of too, though, is allowing my feelings around stuckness. So for instance, I just moved to Georgia. Mm-hmm. That's a pivotal thing as well with my children. Yes. And I did it very scared, not having a standard 9-to-5, not having a standard flow of income, but I did it. I made it here. And part of me likes to know and make sure that things are working in place. Like I like knowing that I'm stable in a particular place. So I've been feeling very unstable and that has me stuck. Like usually I'm used to coming up with a solution right away. And now it's like I'm being moved and spirit is like planting me. And it's like, you cannot move right now. You actually need to sit still. And so knowing me, I'm like, no, I'm gonna find a way to get around, but I'm not driving here. And this is a town where you need to drive to get to places. So I have no choice sometimes but to be planted and still. And so that's been challenging. And I've been fighting and kicking and screaming, but this rising and like the past 2 days, I said, okay, I surrender. I surrender to the worrying. I surrender to anxiety. I surrender the anxiety, the worry. I surrender the not knowing. I surrender things not being all the way stable. I surrender to that because what I know right now is I'm breathing and I'm present to my breath and I'm present to just being here. And so that's not easy for me again, because I am the mother. I'm here to take care of everyone. They're depending on me. But right now I'm like, I'm dependent. I'm dependent on something higher than me. And it's scary because I can't see it. I can't feel it. I can't touch it. But that's what's been going on with me. And then the other thing is I'm going to be presenting my third presentation. I reached out to Chantel, and so I'll be presenting here on Woo. I just did Athenia's Lunch and Learn. I also presented for a podcast, and I prayed before these 3 things came into place. I prayed to the Creator. I said, you have to help me, guide me, move me, tell me where I need to be, because I don't feel supported right now. I need community. And Jamie even talked to me. And so these 3 things came back to back to back. And I was like, oh, okay. So showing gratitude as well, being in a place of gratitude and knowing like I am taken care of. We are taken care of. We're all okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you for being here and for releasing the story around what type of person you are in reference to morning, afternoon, evening. I had that story for many years, and becoming not even a morning person, but shifting perspective totally changed my life. So that's a whole conversation in itself. But sometimes the view in which we're looking from the midpoint is so clouded because of what we believe about ourselves or what we believe about life or what we're supposed to be doing. And these roles will fuck you up. Excuse me, Omena knows me, but everybody, other people in the space might be like, did she just say that? Yes, I did. Like it'll really, really mess up, like mess you up and keep you from seeing that there's an opportunity on the horizon for you to do a new thing, to even be a new thing. So I love that you change perspective, you move to another town, you change perspective in reference to how you're supposed to flow and move. You change perspective in reference to how you view anxiety or worry, which are messengers for us, you know, and you're such a highly sensitive person. So, and I know you have to sift out what's made up versus what's like your gift and your empathic abilities. But I love that you're sifting through and allowing yourself to be with it so you can figure out what the messaging actually is. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I trust that as you survey the midpoint for this year, using stuff you've learned from other times too, you'll be able to create moving forward. And also you're in action doing stuff. And I have a question too, really quickly before, because I think there are two other hands up. Really quickly, and you can say yes or no. Do you find that the jumping into woo or the facilitation for Athenia and other spaces is you fixing things? Or were you still enough to say, now I got the message, it's time to move and reconnect with communities? I'm just curious because I know you can be a fixer too. You know, we know each other really well.
Yes, yes. And you know, I'm very, very much the fixer, but no, it was a yes, not knowing what it was going to be.
Got that.
It was a yes, like, let me reconnect to community. It was a yes, like, I don't know, but the opportunity is here. And so I'm gonna say yes. And I also like to make things look perfect, and like, it has to look a particular way. And no, like my technology was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff is all crazy that day. And you know, I debriefed with Jamie and I felt like, you know, and she's like, get back into BTT. I was like, girl, like, what are you saying? And even now, just talking, like, I know I come off confidence, but like when I'm speaking about myself and the spotlight is on me, I'm exposing myself, right? Like exposing myself to expand myself. And that is very nervous for me, you know, and that's what I feel is happening by saying yes to these things, to woo, to coming back into the community. And I have a thing with being consistent. So this is helping me to stay in integrity and be impeccable with my word and stretch. You know how I am with the resistance. I'll be freaking kicking and screaming the whole way. So I'm like, no, don't. That is an egoic story. Like your ego has been running the show. This little girl been running the show, and she's been running it from the household that you grew up in, but you are no longer in that household.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And so I'm declaring ease for myself moving forward. And if you're in my cipher, I'm asking for co-creation of ease because you, like I said, we know each other. So we're having this candid conversation. People are listening. When I saw that you were coming back, I was like, if she coming back, she better be effing coming back. Because you know, you said you'll be like, I'm out. And I'm like, ease. So don't make me, don't make nobody chase you. And just ride the wave. Like what makes us wipe out. And I have never surfed, but I'm thinking about it. Like, you know, folks wipe out because they're trying to force you know, it's just ride and glide because you have the capacity. So I look forward to ease with you and fun. Yes. All right. I love you. I love you
too.
All right.
I love you too. Gratitude. Thank you.
Peace. All right. So who's next? Shan, and then I have something else that I want to do with the community as we prepare to show to close out. Because Shan threatened me. She was like, 90 minutes, right, Shawnee? I was like, yes.
No. This is juicy.
Me, y'all. She was threatening me.
Sometimes I gotta reel you back in. But the chat is juicy. All of the shares are juicy. Let's go back to Rachel real quick and then we go to Safia.
Okay. Oh, Safia, my boo. Yes. All right. Rachel, you ready?
Yeah, I'll make it quick. What came up for me was tiptoeing and now running. And it's funny because I just put this into my man's like, what have you been doing? He's like, skipping, happy to be here. And I'm like, interesting, because I've been tiptoeing. You understand? Like trying not to offend anybody.
Right.
Trying not to reach my goals and make anybody feel like I forgot about them. So tiptoeing created an energy in me that really didn't need to exist, it seems as.
Wow.
And then now running is like, I'm running because at this point I'm setting boundaries. So my whole head was like, I need to set boundaries. Meanwhile, I just never really just skipped my way through it. You get what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'm complete.
Yes, thank you for that share. Oh my gosh. And I just think about sometimes it's necessary to tiptoe because we've been stomping all over mofos for so long. It's time to just like be easy. They may be shocked. They're like, oh, she ain't barreling through stuff, but I get it. Like it's our interpretation. And I love that you're including him in the conversation for sure. Because and you'll see why I'm saying this later, because I have like this thing that I'm going to do with y'all around the next leg of the journey. And I'm looking forward to it. The chance that I have to be finished by 8:30. So I got to get this together in 15 minutes. All right. I love you, Rach. Thank you. Sophia, come on, mama.
Hey, I'm gonna make it quick. So I'm running. I was like, man, this is speaking to me this morning. I actually have a minute to drink coffee and sit my butt still for a second before my day starts. But you know how things start popping off and you don't even believe that it's happening because you've been in the process for so long. That's where I am right now. Yeah.
You asking if I know?
I see the light. It's a trail, it's a path. I see the light and I'm running through it. I'm like, I gotta hurry up, but they realize what they gave me.
Right.
And I want to get everything done. And I just feel like I've been running from January till now, till probably the end of the year. And I'm grateful for all of the positive pivotal moments that I've had this year. Like I've been writing my own job description for the past 6 months, and it finally got the promotion went through, then transfer of power for the Black AG and my and my job, and then me and my husband are buying more properties, and I'm like, oh shit, everything is actually happening. Let me hurry up before they figure out they wasn't supposed to give it to me. And I know you shouldn't feel like that, but that's the way I feel. I feel like I've been running and it's good. It's all good things, but I've been questioning myself, like, is this really happening? Do I have the stamina, the ability, the competence to do all of these things at the same time? And yeah.
Thank you for sharing. And I'm like, I was laughing. You were still speaking, and I should have waited. But I was just like, you're asking me if I know what it's like to get shit. like where? Oh my God. Yeah. And just be wondering, and then how it's delivered. Because this is a season where a lot of stuff is happening in my life. And I'm like, whoa. And I think I know I shared with you about this, but just like some of the major growth points have come from a loss, like a death. It's like, whoa, like, how do I process this? And it's just, the ancestors are like, keep moving, keep skipping, keep moving. Remember to say thank you. Remember to acknowledge. Remember, like I have a sacred space. Remember to go there and acknowledge and put clean water and add, just do what I need to do to honor spirit for all that is happening. And remember, you're a conduit. So Sophia, you're a conduit. When I think about that job, you're a model for the Black folks, the BIPOC folks, to know that they can get beyond where they are right now. When I think about your family and the property manifestation and the multiple property manifestation, you're a template and a model for generational wealth and what it can look like. Oh my God, when I think about the travel, like you are such the model, and you may not want to be all of that for people because it's a lot of responsibility, but look at you, and you're a conduit. We are here so that others might be blessed. When I start thinking it's about me, that's when I start tripping up. I didn't put tripping and falling through 2022, but some people have. I get tripped up when I start thinking it's about me, and it's not about me as a manifestation of spirit, just living so that others can have access to. That's what I'm here for. So when you think of that, like what you're modeling, what you're doing, rather than thinking they're going to come back and snatch it, when you think about the high vibrational, which is what gets created because you're standing in that, not just for yourself, but for others. What comes up for you?
Ooh, for others,
Yeah, what you're
nervous.
doing is for others.
I feel nervous. I do. I feel nervous that I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm excited that I can be the first in some ways in my job to do things like this and be a trendsetter. I'm excited about that. But with that excitement, there's always butterflies,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna stop because that's my work ethic. I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep creating. But if I would tell you I'm not nervous, I'd be lying.
Yeah, no, I want you to tell the
truth. But I'm nervous and I'm excited at the same time.
Yeah. You know what makes me laugh about you, and you're doing it right now. One of the things about you is like almost not every time I see you, because sometimes you're at work, but most of the time when I see you, whether it's virtual space or live, you're wearing an affirmation on your chest, right? And telling us all this stuff, not just through how you're living, but also like you're a walking billboard for affirmation, for Black power, for us loving on ourselves. And I'm like, how long are you going to let, and I would say it's a young version of yourself, be like, girl, don't believe it. Yo, they're going to take it away. That is not your age and stage right now. How old are you? Because I can't remember, y'all. There's so many. 40?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
40.
How old would you say the whisperer, the one that's like, don't believe it, they're going to take it, is? Because that's not your 40-year-old self.
Yeah. Probably my teenage self.
Yeah. Is she always taking over? Because I've asked you this many times. She is always in like, don't forget me. Things do F up. And I'm like, what happened to her? And you don't have to go deep. I don't know if you're going to work. It's up to you. And you can be like, I'm not ready for this. But I'm just like, something or a compilation of something's happened to her where she has the story that they're going to come and snatch this. Like, what is that about? That she has to keep reminding you. What happened?
Yeah, I do have to facilitate after this, but I'm gonna just say this. As a teenager, I was told multiple times, as a teen mom, you can't do that. That's not for you. This path is for you. And I believed it for a little bit. I cried it out as a teenager, and I decided that I was going to move forward with what I wanted to do, the way I wanted to do it, no matter what anybody said. But part of me did believe it. Like, maybe they're right. Maybe I should have went that way. It's easier. It's less stressful, and you could just sit on your butt and collect things and just live this easy life. But me, the person that I've always been was, but did you die? Right? So just jump in and see what happens.
Yeah.
And if it don't work, then you could always fall back to what they told you to do anyway. And that's that always stays with me, no matter how much success I get.
Ashe. And your voice is even getting smaller. Girl, speak up. Speak up. Because it's great to be able to see. I think it's such a powerful thing when you're able to see, because there's so many people who are just in rage or fear and don't know where it's coming from, just moving through life thinking this is normal. And I'm like, you keep showing her that it's not true. And you're like, it's in me a little bit. But I'm like, no, it ain't. You manifesting like a mofo. And you still like, yo, they may come and think that they made a mistake. I'm like, and if they did come and make a mistake, I already got it. Like, you got the promotion. You got, it's like, they can be like, yo, why did we give her that? And move on. But the reframe is so important, because I'm not saying get rid of her, because she's gotten you where you are. This is what I wanted to say, and it got lost. I'm so glad it came back. Oh gosh. I know the place of manifesting because I want to demonstrate to them that they were wrong. And I was working from damaged goods for a good portion of my life. Like, I had a story because of my molestation and different things that happened to me, that I was damaged goods. And because I was operating from that, I was always trying to prove that I was decent, not even great, but decent. So, being the smart one in the room, going back to get my education after I had the kids and stopped, like all of that. And I'm like, story is exhausting as fuck. I'm like, I can't keep this up. Like, seriously, I'm already clear that I'm brilliant and that I can manifest. And I don't have to prove it to you or to nobody else. And I don't have to be running from anybody. Like, I can stand and deliver or skip and deliver. So what do you choose, Mama, as you get ready to facilitate? Who do you choose to be in that? I'm truly, because I'm like, you are here for others. Every gift we have is not for ourselves, it's for others. So who will benefit if you just clear away just a little bit more of the story that you have to do X, Y, Z because the young teenager said that we're not good enough, so we have to keep proving. Like, who do you choose to be in this moment? And it's moment by moment. It's not like forever. That's a real question. It's not rhetorical.
Be myself. Yeah, I do. I choose to be myself.
Yes.
Yeah, in this moment.
Yes. And what are you not apologizing for? I could start you off, but that would be me giving you answers. What are you not apologizing for?
For who I am and for
who's that?
what I believe. I'm strong. So
Yes.
I'm a strong Black woman who have beliefs and have talents and creativity that I can share with the world.
Ashe.
And the work that I do.
Yes, and I've been a benefactor of that, so I know you have it. And being yourself means that teenage girl that got pregnant is included too, because the little girl that got molested, the promiscuous part of me when I was younger and just trying to find myself and find love, the one that shoplifted, the one that lied, the one that cheated. All of that is in me, and she's given me fuel to be my best self. All those versions of me, they have given me fuel to be my best self. If I wasn't sneaky, I wouldn't know how to be in integrity right now, what that looks like. So all of it is part of my journey, and all of it is part of yours if you just embrace it. So I love, love, love that you're owning that. And I'm gonna be myself unapologetically, and thank you for the reminder. Love you so much. And I know I gotta get back to you. We got stuff to do. So I gotta reach out to you today. So I'll be in touch because I have some things I need to tell you now that I'm back from NOLA. All right. Love you, baby. Talk to you later. All right, family. Chantel, where are we going? I know I lied and I said we're gonna be finished by 8:30. I have one more thing I want to share, so forgive me.
I know. So what you want to do? You want to read the chat? You want to keep moving?
Oh, let's read the chat because I heard some awesome things are in the chat. And then I'll show the last slide and then we'll close out.
All right. So let's see. Let's start with Gina. She said one pivotal moment for her was when she did a cutting of spiritual ties during the 7-day stretch ritual and realized she had an unhealthy attachment to her brother who transitioned in 2019. The next day, he sent a clear message that he was at peace and sent her love. Yes. All right. And then we have Jacqueline. I've been stomping, running, skipping, and standing still. The one I have done mostly is stomping. All right. Mena says she's at a standstill in her entrepreneurial and personal growth.
Oh, yes, she shared with us.
Yes. Kay Sweetness says she's mostly skipping. Vielka is running. Yavelka is standing still. Kaisha, I'm tiptoeing, but will soon be stomping in my life. Louise has been running high vibrationally. Let's see. And then everybody's back and forth how they were on camera. Everybody was on camera for the, just to be clear. Shawnee didn't see where she was. Yes. Okay. Ariane says she started off tiptoeing, but now I'm standing still. I'm not moving until it moves me. Generally, I'm skipping and running to everyone and everything, but I will stand still and let what I want to manifest my next move. Zandria, am I saying that right? Zandria, I've been skipping joyfully and steadily pursuing my career goals, though I feel like I'm at a standstill at times. Right, Tracy Ann said it's hard to choose, but she's been stomping. Right, let's see. Stuff. Joy, your sister, says she's stomping the next half of the rest of her life. Yes, and someone asked, where do you get your stamina from, Shawnee? Happy 20th anniversary to So. Yes, So celebrated 20 years on Monday. So Wadi said, I've been tiptoeing through the part of my life called caretaker. I've also channeled that same energy where it comes to reigniting my creativity. All right, let's see. Adam said he's been running with his fitness journey, and we've definitely been following you, Adam. So thank you for that inspiration. And just some love for Safia as she is getting all her things and being unapologetic about it.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. I think that is it for now, for the most part. Oh, so Tracy Ann said, I feel steady in the blessings that I received. Rachel said, what God has for you, no one can take away. What's for you is for you. Yeah, all right. Yep, that's it for now.
All righty. I mean, so much. And I didn't acknowledge, and I will. And it's going to be a journey because I've been so busy. I haven't been able to dive deeply into the fact that it's been 20 years. Yeah, it's been 20 years, y'all. On July 4th, 2002, I co-created Spirit of a Woman with my former business partner and best friend, Monica Dennis. And the rest has been a ride. Sometimes stomping, sometimes skipping, sometimes tiptoeing, like all of it. And I'm like, I'm surveying for the next 20, and just recognizing that the stamina that I have now, how I generate, will not be the same for the next 20. But I get to craft, along with folks like you, what it will look like that Chantel or others can run for me while I sit and survey. Still brilliant, still bringing things, but just shifting the energy so that I can have more opportunity to rest. So where do I get the stamina from? Spirit and the body that I've been given, and the mind that I've been given. I'm so grateful, but I'm also conscious of the fact, and I'm going to be teaching around this really, really soon, that leadership across the ages and stages of life requires shifts. So I'm in my 50s. So how I led in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s is, it's going to look different as I move forward in this decade, 50 to 60 and then beyond. And just encouraging you all to be looking at that and having an expectation that once you survey and look, like an expectation that it will always look the same as before, judging yourself because you don't have as much energy or your brain is not working or firing off as quickly, or you don't have as much partnership. Things shift. And if you're not ready to shift, when they shift, then we'll be stagnant and stuck or upset or rageful or sad or playing the victim. And I said pivotal moments, and I love the word pivot in it, because you get the opportunity to shift and change as things shift and change, in the landscape that you're navigating. So having said that, let's go to the final slide. And I want to talk about the GPS. Just in the last couple of years, I've really started using GPS. I'm like, where was my life at? Before using this, I would make stuff hard. But I love that there's a system that can navigate you as you move and create across the way. So I'm going to show this slide and talk to you about the GPS that you can use moving forward. And some of you already alluded to this in your shares. So Shan, you have the slide, or we need to wait a little bit?
Yeah, 1 second.
So GPS for the next leg of the journey. All right, so our guidance system, right? We can use, what's the P for? In GPS, what's the P for? Not in this slide, because I made up my own thing, but what's the literal GPS? What does the P stand for? Because I don't know.
Positioning.
Word? I love that. Word. I love that it's positioning. So look, I had no idea. So thank you, Spirit. When I think about what's coming, all of us, we're in the midpoint of 2022 and what we get to create moving forward. I think about our gifts, right? Which is aligned with our purpose if we allow it to be. I use all of my gifts and I'm open to discovering more because I'm still here. I'm still alive. Somebody said that we're still alive. So I'm still alive. So I'm open to discovering that I have more gifts. I'm going to be so happy. I'm like, that's not it. I got more. So gifts and the giving, like I was saying to Safia, we're here to serve. So if you have a gift and you're an artist and all you do is paint and put the shits in the closet and nobody ever sees the art, I'm like, you think really the creator gave you the gift of artistic expression for you to keep them in the closet and nobody to see them? So our GPS moving forward, our positioning systems, our guidance systems are connected to our gifts. Like what we've been purposed to do and be and create in the world is aligned with what has been poured into us. My gifts are words. I'm an artist, so acting, singing, composing, writing, right? I'm charismatic. Those things, like just being with people is a gift. I'm also intuitive and have the gift of healing through the intuition. So yeah, giving of the gifts is part of the guidance system. As you give, the spirit universe will open up the space for you to be guided towards people who need the gifts, and you'll get more gifted as you give. The muscle will grow. So who I was as an intuitive in my 20s is different than who I am as an intuitive in my 50s. The gift is off the charts sometimes. I'm like, wow, that came through me. And then the other piece is more is coming. So my declaration for the future is to mediumship, be able to be a medium, where spirit drops in and speaks through me, like takes over the body. And I'm scared of it, but I'm also like, yes, let's do it. And then channeling more. I already do it, but I don't do it on command. So I'm looking to do that so I could do it during these sessions and in other spaces where I lead. So the next one is people, partnership. So some of you were talking about, like Omena talked about, tapping back into community. We cannot really show up in life powerfully and manifest what it is that there is to manifest without people. Our positioning is aligned with people. And then of course you want to manifest the people that are going to support you in your growth and development. But I also want to let you know that sometimes those people are low vibrational so that you can get triggered around what it is that you need. I know that's hard to take in, but some of my biggest growing points have been me being connected in intimate partnership or in friendship with people who are not well, or co-creating with different folks that were not their best, or being in toxic environments in reference to work when I was working in the world. And then I learned what I don't want, what doesn't work for me. And I've been able to select more powerful, aligned partnerships so that I can do what I'm called to do in the world and keep surveying and manifesting and building this life so I can leave a legacy behind that lives beyond anything that my physical body ever created. The next thing is spirit, source, sense for your GPS. When I tell you, and I said it earlier, that I asked spirit, what should I wear today? I asked spirit, should I have this conversation right now with this person? Or should I keep this material or this information to myself? When I crafted this session, I'm like, should I do this GPS piece? And they're like, yes, this is something that you should do. So gifts, people, spirit. And what I would say also about spirit, I said source, whatever the source is for you, whatever the creator is for you, whatever God, goddess is for you, that utilize that as part of your GPS. And then sense, meaning your eyes, your sense of smell, all your 5, 6 senses, because intuition is part of that. Utilize them so that you'll be guided towards the next thing. So use your GPS, y'all, for the rest of 2022. Use your GPS, your gifts, whatever your gifts are, drop them in the chat. Please drop it in the chat. We're going to wait for at least 30 seconds for you to do that. What are your gifts, family? I just named mine. Drop them in the chat. And don't be telling me, I don't know. You have something. You cook well. You're an awesome sewer and crafter. You bring people together. I know folks who are always connecting people. I have a lot of folks in my life like that. They're like, I think Shawnee should be talking to this person, and they'll put that out there. Type them in. What are your gifts? And Chantel, pick a few people that can say them out loud. And just like
when you said
intuitively.
medium, I thought of Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg when you said you're gonna be a medium.
That is mediumship. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I want to do that. I want to
Right.
have them drop in and take over the body, and then say what needs to be said or do what needs to be done, and then leave. But only good spirits. Like they know I don't want the folks taking me over, and I end up killing everybody.
Oh, Lord. Oh gosh. All right. Let's see. Cheyenne said writing, speaking, holding space, and giving feedback. Rachel, healer, poetry, manifestation. Gina said, I'm a gifted writer and speaker.
Yes.
Jacqueline, writing, coaching, and resolving conflicts. Omena, holistic coaching, cooking, active listening, holistic concierge, networker, dancer, motivational speaker, and she's authentic. Zandrea, listening, healer, massage Therapist, yogi, friend, hugger, energetic lover. Teresa, empowering prayer warrior, grant finder. Sauspi, ooh, it's jumping.
Yeah.
Feeling into love. Lori, my gifts are listening, discernment, speaking, building community, and seeing the power in each person. Catherine, she's intuitive, channeling spirit, innovative, and passionate. That's for real.
Yeah.
Inez, networking, holding space, sex coach, wellness, and beauty coach. Safia, public speaking, teaching, creating interventions or experiences. Emotional intelligence, writer, cooking, and listening.
Yes.
Louise, generous, loving person, great piano player. Cool, good to know.
Oh.
Authentic. And Omena, yes to the Thai massage therapist, creator of OFT, holistic frequency technique.
Yes, I love it, love it, love it. And keep reminding yourself. So as you survey, as you review, as you explore what the 2022 experience has given you, and you look out from the center of this experience of this year, where are you? How have you been walking, generating, creating, or not? And what do you choose as you move forward? Are you going to skip your way through? I plan to skip because I'm joyful. I'm so grateful. Skipping my way through the rest of the year into 2023 unapologetically. Joy is my birthright, and so is it for you. So people, drop in some of the partners that you have on this journey. Let's not forget them. People and partnerships, drop them in, drop them in, drop them in. Please, please drop in your people that you'll be partnering with. I know I'm going to be with Shan for sure. I know I'm going to be with Sahuspi for sure. I'm going to be with Coach Cheryl and E.I. Robin for sure. I know I'm going to be with many of you on this journey, Rachel and just others in this space. And I know with my sister Joy. And then I know that there are people that I have not met yet. Partnership is in alignment with what I'm here to do. I can't do what I do without partners. How can you heal, call yourself a healer, or call yourself, what else do I, coach, without people? So a partnership is ordained for all of us, but it looks different for different people. So who are your partners? Drop them in the chat, a few of them. You don't have to drop everybody. I'd be here all day and night. I'll be into next week if I dropped all my partners in. Drop them in, drop them in.
All right, Rachel said Coach Cheryl.
Yes.
Teresa, Zakia, Jackie, my son, and Coach Shawnee. Lori, my amazing spouse, Woo Community, Oma and Denisha and Kim.
Yes.
Gina, people, my daughter, Sue Kenya, my BFF and Coach Stephanie, my Sissy Poo Coach Cheryl. All right. Rachel says Shawnee and many more. Ariane, Shawnee, Cheyenne, Shawnee, Shan, Vanessa, Catherine, Coach Catherine, and Ali.
That's
Jackie said, partnering with Ryoka, that's right, on this real estate journey.
Yeah.
Teresa Z in a growth journey, and everyone in the space. Amelia, her mom, family, Shawnee and John. Cheyenne, my mother, Rachel. Amelia, the spiritual community. Rachel, yes, is as many I can utilize from the Woo morning. And Amaduma said, my daughters are my partners. Omena, I see so many partnerships already partnering with Zandrea, Shawnee, Chantel. I would love to get with Coach Cheryl and the sister who does Mental Day, Shawnee.
The sister does what?
Where is it? And the sister who does mental health wellness, sorry.
Ah.
It's jumping. Yavelka, I'm a partner with whomever spirit directs me to. My mother, my daughter, my bestie, Shawnee, and Shamina, and one day, Shawnee. We can do this right now.
Today's the day.
Right? Exactly.
Let's do it.
Speed, right. Sahu Speed, my accountability partner. Yes, she's calling on me. Jasmine, Asaraya, Karen, Akusu, Utah, Yahote, and Amen, family, and Keith. And then Jackie, she's definitely partnering with her family. Joy is saying God, her sister, the Woo family, and family business partners.
Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. One more, y'all. Y'all are doing great. Shan is not feeling me right now because it's 8:42, but we're going to rock out.
I love you. I love you.
I love you
I'm
too.
here with you.
So spirit, source, sense. So you can drop in the senses that you're going to activate. You can drop in the name or how you refer to the God, goddess, creator of your understanding. What is the source that you're going to use, or the gifts that you have that are spiritual in nature, like mine is clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, channeling, all of that. So what will you be utilizing for your GPS guidance positioning system for the rest of 20? So drop that in.
Or what tools, right? Do you have a pendulum? Do you use
They
an
can use
altar,
yes.
Bible? Yeah.
I pendulum, I use my cards, I use my sacred space or altar, my crystals, like, a lot of stuff, prayer. Just really, 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 really go in. Let us know. And if you would roll back and read, who wrote it? Somebody wrote Jeannie Brown. If you can read what she wrote about being in Jamaica and her mom, I saw it.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. While everybody drops in the other stuff, and then we'll close.
Gotcha. Since the year started, I have been in running mode. I have been to Jamaica checking on my mom, age 97, as I am very concerned about her health. In addition, I went to Florida to start looking for a second home. I'm currently in Jamaica since the end of May, taking care of my mom. I emphasized to my sister that she was not receiving the proper care by the caretaker. However, my sister has been in denial. Since June 6th, I have been spending time with my mom at an undisclosed location as her home had gotten very toxic. I have observed bed sores on my mom, fungus on her upper body, and pressure bliss on her heel, in addition to her blood pressure being very high. It was in the 180 range and is now at 140. It's very challenging, and I'm glad for Woo and my support system, Veronica, Kurt, and Johnson. Looking forward to returning to my mom's home soon. It's going to be a cleaner environment.
Shay. So you're using your gifts, Jeannie, the gifts of healing, because I know you are a healer and you are holistic in the way that you show up, very spiritual, people and partnership, partnering with your mom. I hope we know that when we go to the doctor, if we have surgery, like any of that, that we're co-creating healing with the doctor, not having them or whoever the holistic healers are. They need us to show up. Even if you're going under surgery, you need to speak to yourself and your body and spirit so that you can cooperate as the person does whatever they're doing, that it's not on them to heal you, that it's a co-creation. So I love that you're doing that with your mom, and then also tapping into spirit and discernment to determine when it's time to go back to her home. So thank you for sharing on that level. I know all will be well as you continue to move through 2022. All right, if we could read some of the declarations about spirit, and then we're gonna close out.
Yes, all right. So Amelia said intuition, nature, cards, candles, and essential oils. Cheyenne, God, my ancestors known and unknown. My late grandfather's harmonica in my journal. Gina, my source is God, the Almighty, and I will use my hearing, eyesight, and my brain along with empathy and intuition. Catherine, God, ancestors, family, be the tree community. Catherine, source, the still gentle voice of sound and counsel. Thou speak. Medu Nader, oracles, the Natura, wisdom, healers, meditation, rituals, and source. And Kaisha, I'm using my mentors to continue to guide me professionally and personally, my support system, as well as meditation and prayers and time for myself. Teresa, my dreams, word of knowledge, listening to spirit and discernment. Jackie, God is the source within me, meditation, connecting on a deeper level with others, taking care of my mind, body, and spirit with the healers on Woo. Samantha, slower and still movement, listening and moving for the will of God. This Joy said, my source, my mind opened, my body healing and improving, my soul spiritually awakening. Yavelka, the almighty creator, my ears, my eyes, power stones, intentional words, essential oils, spirit animals, and sitting with the trees. And Omena says, my intuition, spirit, goddess, gods, meditation, psycho connection to nature. Oh, physical, I think. Physical connection to nature. There's so many new words I'm learning here, so I don't even know if that was one of them.
Yes, and as they keep coming in, we just encourage you to keep thinking about your GPS. Be intentional about what's coming. Create a plan, not heavy-handed, like the world, like the planet, like they say in the business world, but just a life plan for yourself so that you can generate with intentionality and by design and not by default. So I'm ready to close out. Y'all have been so awesome. I had so much fun Like my body is so at ease because of just being with this awesome community. And I said at the top that I wanted to have enough people in this space, enough powerful people, enough aligned people, enough people who love me in this space or could love me, like if you're seeing me for the first time, that if I jumped out into the space, if we were in live space, you would carry me. I could crowd surf and you would carry me out into the midpoint of the crowd and then bring me back on stage, land me on my feet so I can stand my ground. And y'all did with that for me energetically today. So I'm so, so grateful for that. So we can go to the special offer. I'm ready. All righty. So on Friday, I am performing as part of the professional improv company that I'm in. I've been in the company for the last 10 years and it's called Big Apple Playback Theater. I'm actually the co-artistic director for the company and we're performing virtually via Zoom on Friday night at 8 o'clock. The tickets for the performance are $20 general. And then if you're a student and you can demonstrate that you're a student, it's $15 or a senior citizen. So please do come. Please come and celebrate with us. Our topic, our theme is Be Easy. With all the stuff that's going on, we can choose to be easy. So let me put the link for this show in here for those who want to attend. If you have experienced playback, and I'm also putting the summary of the show in here. I'll drop the link again for the tickets again. I would love to have my Wake Up Everybody community in the space with me to tell stories and share. We've done playback in Wake Up Everybody before. I think we've done it twice in this space. I love playback. I'm so happy that I'm able to do that. And it feeds who I am as an artist because I'm so busy. So when I'm able to do it, I'm so, so happy to be able to impart where you can share a story and we'll act that story out without knowing what the story is. Like you tell us in the moment and we bring it to life on stage. It's so much fun. And it's so touching. So somebody's going to win a free ticket. What was the number that I selected again, Shan?
I already got the person.
Okay, got it.
Nija.
Yay! But you have to accept because
Right.
you're my complimentary guest. So I'll send you the way.
I accept.
You're available on Friday at 8 o'clock. You're not going out. You're not dating. You're not hanging. You're not partying.
I'm gonna make myself available.
All right, thank you, my love.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. And who else is coming? Like, drop it in the chat. You got to buy a ticket, but it's worth it. So Nigel, I'll send you the code. The link is in the chat, but I'll send you the code you have to put in for the complimentary ticket. All right. So if you come and let me know, I would love to have you. My contact information is here. It's going to be dropped into the chat. You can screenshot it. So all of this, my telephone number, Facebook, Instagram, my email address, like reach out, family. I am a healer, a coach. I do corporate work, training for folks, professional development, anti-racist work. So I train and do courageous conversations about race so we can transform systems. I do reproductive justice work and all kinds of healing work, support groups, different things. So come out and be in touch so that we can create that. Because some of y'all I'll be partnering with as I close out 2022. Love offering. So please do share donations using Zelle or QuickPay, soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com. You can use Cash App at $Spirit of a Woman. And then the code for this session this day is hashtag 625 SBG, hashtag 625 SBG. Thank you. Thank you. And then there's monthly automated love offerings. If you just want to put it out there and share on a monthly basis without hassle, without having to worry about it day to day, you can actually have a monthly love offering come out to support $25, $50, $75, $100. All the links will be in there so you can select. If you're new to the space, you can still give contribution to stuff like this, where we'll do transformational work daily, and you can trust and believe that the work will have value and folks will transform. So even if you're not a regular, you can still choose to give if you're feeling philanthropic and generous this morning. Oh, I'm glad you had fun, Cheyenne. I did too. On Sunday, my beloved sister, who I love so, so well, her name is Valerie J. Lyons, and lion she is. Yes, a lion. So her topic, networking as a way of being, and she's phenomenal at what she does. So please do put that in your calendar for July 10th. 7 o'clock in the morning so you can be in the space. Let's move forward. And Woo Nation, we thank you. If you were new in the space, thank y'all for inviting new people. I was so happy to have everybody in the space. Folks I have not met before, join us. Uvelka, I know that you know about Woo and you finally got a chance to come. Consider facilitating. I'm just putting that in the space. Come and share your vision, your light, your love with us, Uvelka. And I'm putting you on the spot. Yes, that's just what I do. So the Woo Nation welcomes all new members. Thank you for being part of our journey where we're committed to learning, elevating, and ascending. I don't even know if Uvelka's still in this space. Let me check. Oh, yes, she is. All right. Schedule. So we meet 5 days a week for Wake Up Everybody, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Today is Thursday, so this is an example of how we do a 90-minute session or more. And then Monday and Wednesday, we do 7 to 7:30. So that's like an appetizer before you start your day. But do join us. We're off on Fridays and Saturdays, letting what we've learned marinate. And then we come back full strong for Sunday through Thursday. So please join us, invite others. If you want to get a reminder via automated text, type in the number 74121. And then once you have the number in, just like a regular number you would text, put in the capital letters, Woo Nation, and then you'll get daily text messages to remind you to join us. So moving forward, Woo swag. So if you want a t-shirt, if you want a mask, if you want a journal to write down all your fabulousness for the rest of 2022 and beyond, if you want a tote bag to carry all of this stuff, a water bottle, a teacup or a coffee cup, I'm a tea girl myself, a laptop sleeve or t-shirt, sweatshirt, like you can purchase all of that. If you haven't purchased anything, please do join us in our swagaliciousness and purchase some stuff so that you can activate your Woo power, because this Woo tribe is dopeness. And thank you for your presence. Register for next week. We have a whole new lineup of people that are going to be presenting next week. So use bit.ly/wake up movement. It's all in the chat on Zoom and then also on Facebook. So all of this, Facebook, you can check us out, join our private page or our public page, Instagram at Wake Up Everybody. So friend us or whatever they call it on Instagram. And then YouTube, we're on there building out content. And then our email address is info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. All right. And if you want to volunteer, we are open for teams to support us in executing our Wake Up vision. Today, in our process today, is just one part of the volunteering. Like I'm a volunteer as a facilitator, Chantel and Z are volunteers as admins. And then we also have folks who do slides, who do onboarding for the facilitators, who co-facilitate the facilitator training, who help us make magic happen every day behind the scenes. So if you're interested, reach out at info@wakeupseries@gmail.com, or if you have my cell number, you can text me and then I'll connect you to the person, Kinyofu and others that will train and develop you so you can be on the team.
Yeah, so all those gifts we saw in the chat, bring them over here
Yes,
to Woo, right? All those amazing gifts.
We need them. And as the admins start manifesting in their lives and life starts to shift, we need more people to admin in the morning. So if you have those gifts, please join us. And that means 6:30 in the morning. You help us prep. We join at 7 o'clock. We facilitate the session either for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour and a half, or really 2 hours today, right? You can help us do that. So please, 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 we need more people to support us with continuing to manifest. And you can always volunteer by inviting people to join the community in the morning so we can keep growing as a collective. We need more voices in this space. So I'm complete, I think, right, Shan? That's it?
Yep. Oh, yeah, are you?
Yes. Be quiet.
Also, before we do your love shower, I just want to get into Jacqueline in the pool right now for 9 a.m. She is chilling. That's what she was getting ready for. Thank you for being the inspiration. All right, so let's rain down on Shawnee our love shower for such a juicy and amazing conversation this morning. We're midway through and we have 100% left, like you said. And Shawnee, you're midway through. So this is 20 years and we got more and more to go.
That's
So
it.
thank you everyone for joining. Let's give her some love. Unmute yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shawnee. Always love you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Powerful. It was wonderful. I hope
Shawnee for this great
Amazing.
presentation.
Everybody
Are amazing. Thank you, community. I love you guys. I love you
Amelia, I
guys.
love your earrings.
we got
I
100%.
love you guys.
Have a great day, everyone.
100%.
I love
Love you guys. Have a great, great day.
Thank you.
Wow.
Have a wonderful day, family.
Bye, everyone.
Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Thank you, Sour Speed.
Love
You
I
better
love you,
sing
Shawnee. I
Sour
love you,
Speed.
Renee.
so
I love
nice.
it. I love it.
Say thank you, Shawnee.
Thank
Bye.
y'all. Have a great one.
More order, everybody.
Bye.
Love you all.
Mwah.
Yes.
Love y'all.
You're blessed so you can bless others.
Yes.
And you can think about the money value of things because you only
Everything
y'all,
is not
family.
about
Love
money.
y'all, love
I've
y'all,
given
love
away. I had a
Yeah,
car
this was
and
popping.
I got
Family. Love y'all.